Disadvantages or limitations of Singapore PR is the topic of discussion for this presentation. So, these are some of the points that you need to consider before filing the application for PR. Now, obviously, many people are trying to apply for permanent residency, but sometimes they don't know about these finer aspects of how their life will get impacted after getting PR. If you apply for PR and if PR is approved, then frankly, you do not have any choice to back out. I mean, you can still go ahead and say that I don't want that PR. But if you back out like this, there will be consequences on your EP as well as any future working prospects in Singapore. So you need to be careful and consider all these points. So let's move ahead. And the first point is about national service liability. So here is a picture of a family, and you here become first generation migrant. And as a first generation migrant, you are exempted from military service liability or national service liability. However, second generation migrants, that is your male child, is subjected to this military service. And what that military service means is he will have to conduct national service for 2 years at the age of 18. So after passing out of junior college or secondary, whatever it is, he will have to serve military. And out of that, first 3 to 5 months is a basic military training where these kids are taught military tactics and weapon handling and all those sorts of things. And it is followed by then job with some of the government departments like traffic police or police department or military or cyber security. Some kind of security agency of the government, your child will be tagged. So now these 2 years of period, your child will be busy in this military service, and some people find it good, whereas some people don't like it. So it is up to you what your views are. Some people say that it is a good thing that at that age, kids are getting discipline and experience of working under supervision, and some kind of regulation is coming in their life. Whereas some other people don't like it and they say that at that age they should be actually taking education and maybe thinking of their future dreams and all that. So I leave it up to you how you look at it. But if you have concerns about it, then you should definitely consider this point. Now, long time back, it was possible to get permanent residency only for partial family. I mean, I have seen cases where only husband and wife has got permanent residency and kids were left out. But nowadays, ICA has completely stopped it. So obviously, that option is no more there. Moving on to the next point, then, PR itself is not permanent. What I mean to say is that permanent residency gives the feeling that it is permanent, but it is actually a pathway to citizenship. When you get permanent residency, you will get a re-entry permit which is for 5 years. And you are expected that in last 2 years period of this total 5 years REP, you must be economically active and should be able to show reasonable amount of income. Now, if you cannot show this income, then it will be a problem for your renewal. If the income is not sufficient, then ICA will grant renewals only for 1 year at a time. And that can be then difficult for you. So how does it matter? Suppose you are planning to start a business and you happen to do it in the last 2 years of your REP, first re-entry permit duration, then you may not have enough income because the business is new and it is just picking up. So you don't have income to show. Or in another case, it is possible that your company may transfer you to overseas location. So I have seen some families where husband is transferred overseas and the wife and the kids are staying in Singapore because they like it and the schools and everything is here. But because the husband is transferred overseas, then subsequently government has renewed their PR or REP only for 1 year at a time. Moving on to the next point. The next point is your take home pay may get reduced. So here I am taking an example to explain this, and we are taking a case of an employee who is on employment pass with a salary of $10,000 per month, and he has got PR now. So we will compare both these scenarios. So while on employment pass, this salary, $10,000, he will pretty much get it in his bank account deposited every month. There are some small contributions like skills development levy and ethnic funds like SINDA and all that, but let's ignore that because it's a very minimal amount. Now, when he gets a PR, he will have to contribute from his side some contribution to CPF, and that will be $1,200. This is based on current rates. I will not go into the details of that. If you are interested, you can always refer to CPF website. And on top of that, employer will contribute $1,020 in addition to this. So technically, his salary has gone up by $1,020. But the salary that is actually received in the bank account is going to be only 8,800 because now employee's contribution will be deducted from his salary and will be deposited to CPF. So if you are having significant amount of expenses, you need to consider this point very carefully. Now what happens, sometimes some employers say that you have become PR is your personal decision. I am not going to increase your salary suddenly one day by 10% because you got PR. So I am going to calculate it backwards and I am going to reduce your salary from $10,000 to possibly somewhere around 9,000, and then with my contribution your salary will become 10,000. So if that is the stance your employer takes, then your cash pay per month will get reduced to $7,780 only. So this you need to consider carefully and also have clarity with your employer. The next point is that you may not be happy with compulsory CPF. So CPF rates, as you know, are 2.5% to 4% per annum. Now that is something may not be attractive for some people. They may say that I can get better rates. I have seen especially people from banking and investment side thinking on these lines because they say that I can easily get a rate of 8, 9, 10% with relatively little risk over this investment. And as you can see, the amount of CPF can be $2,000 plus dollars every month. So it is not a very small amount also. The next point is that your CPF is locked. So as we know, CPF is called Central Provident, but some people call it Compulsory Provident Fund also. It is locked till the age of 55, and after the age of 55, you will get annuity from that year onwards. So government will pay you back, or the CPF board will pay you back, depending upon the balance, some $1,000, $2,000 every month for your expenses. So it is basically a retirement saving. But the key point to note here is this amount is pretty much locked, and it is as per the CPF rules you will be getting back in annuities. The only other option is that you can cancel your PR and withdraw the whole amount. But then cancellation of PR in itself is another big decision to take. The next important point is that PR may get cancelled in case of legal prosecution. So I will give you one example here. So do you remember this news few days back related to stay home notice violation? So there was a person who did not follow the stay home notice rules and then he lost the PR status. So coming back to the presentation, in case you are involved in any legal prosecution, crime or violation of law, and if it is registrable offense under Singapore law, then most probably your PR may get cancelled. Now I know that people who are going to apply for PR are mostly from a properly educated and working background, and they are not into the crime and this kind of things. But sometimes these kind of things may happen inadvertently. For example, the case that I showed just now, the stay home notice violation, or it might happen in another case that a person was driving home after a late night party and he did not realize that he was under the influence of alcohol. And while driving, he ended up hitting somebody, and which become a big issue. So if this kind of legal prosecutions happen, your PR may get cancelled. The next point is if you are buying an HDB house after getting PR, you must not hold property overseas. So this rule I think came in 2010 when the property prices were going up fast. So I'll tell you what exactly the rule is. Concentrate on the second part because the first part relates to citizens. PR can buy a resale flat. And if you are planning to buy a resale flat, then you will have to buy it along with your spouse because both you and your spouse name will appear on that HDB ownership title. So both of you should not own any private property either locally or overseas. What that means is if in any other country, if you have any property, you will have to dispose it off within 6 months. So if you are coming from India and you have property maybe say in Delhi or Mumbai, you will have to take this decision. However, please note this restriction does not apply if you are buying a private property. So if you are buying a condo in Singapore, these regulations will not apply to you. So these are few of the points and please consider these points carefully before applying for your PR.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel today. PR Application is a leading immigration consultancy company in Singapore.